I've done it again. I just spent an entire mortgage payment on some scented water. This time, I blind bought some of the most popular niche fragrances on the market. Spent well over $1,000 just so I could talk to you about what I think about the most popular niche fragrances on the market currently. Yes, there's a lot of popular niche fragrances, so if I don't touch on those in the video, leave those in the comments below and I'll do this for a round 2. See if you can make me broke. I dare you. No, please don't. Do not make me broke. In this video, I'm gonna touch on Xerjoff Naxos, Parfums Pegasus, Nishane Ani, Montale, Arabians Tonka, Xerjoff, Erba, Pura. This was a very expensive video, so make sure you subscribe and like this video. It really helps me out. That's all I ask of you. Thanks, let's get into it. The first fragrance I want to talk to you about. Let's actually just pick blindly. Let's see which one I'm gonna go for first. Oh yes, Nishane Ani. So I actually already unwrapped this just to save time. Look, that's what the front looks like. How much did I pay for this? For this 50 ml, I spent $137 Canadian, which is actually pretty good. I bought this as a decoded batch, which means that the barcode and batch codes are scribbled out so that you cannot trace this to the supplier, because I bought it off of Fragrance Buy. So they want to keep their supplier anonymous, but I noticed this is not a decoded box, so they sent me the wrong one for my benefit, I guess. Thank you, Fragrance Buy. I should mention I bought all these fragrances with my own money. Someone please sponsor me so I don't end up working at a car wash. All right, so this is really interesting presentation here. I've never seen Nishane's presentation. So it's like a slide out box. I really hope the fragrance does not fall. Oh, some sort of envelope on the top. Oh, and then look at this. Oh my goodness, look at that presentation. This is a company that understands if you're gonna sell an expensive fragrance, you need to make sure that the presentation is nice. This looks luxury, does it not? I dare you to tell me it doesn't. So what's in this envelope? Is it a thank you card? Oh yes, they do this, I forgot. A postcard. So this is Nishane Ani's postcard that it comes with. Oh, it tells the notes on there. I'm not gonna look at that because I don't want to be reminded. I have smelt this fragrance a long time ago. That same day I tested close to 10 other niche fragrances, so I can't remember what this smells like, but wow. I gotta tell you honestly, the reason I bought this 50 ml, not only was it cheaper, but I honestly think that the 50 ml bottles just look so much better. They really do. The 100 mls are boxy and they look like a cube, and it's just not as nice in the presentation. And a hefty cap. So that doesn't matter though. Let's see my impressions of this fragrance. For now, I'm gonna spray it on this test strip. I kind of want to save my nose a little bit. I mean, I'm smelling very expensive fragrances here. So let's see what I smell. This is touted as being one of the best vanilla fragrances on the market. Let's see what I get here. Oh my goodness, that's a very gourmand fragrance. I'm smelling it in the air. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. It does smell very good. I'm not gonna lie here. The only issue that I can say here is that it does lean a little bit feminine. It is almost too gourmand for my liking. I'm not much of a gourmand wearer unless it's around the house, you know. This smells very feminine to me, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's definitely unisex, but it smells like a lemon pie with a little bit of a floral touch. I think it's rose. I'm pretty sure. Off the top anyways, and at least on this tester strip, I'm almost getting more lemon and bergamot than I am vanilla. A lot of people say that this is the best vanilla fragrance on the market, period. It literally smells like lemon meringue pie to me. That's exactly what it smells like. Very high quality scent profile in my opinion. It's super good. This smells amazing, but again, its wearability for me is questionable. Now, I bet this is gonna change a little bit on skin after it dries down, after I've been wearing it for a while. So first impression of this fragrance is very good. A little bit feminine for my liking and a little bit too gourmand for me to wear this all that often. I'm gonna have to sit with this one for a bit. Let's move on to the next fragrance. Arabians Tonka by Montale. When you're talking about hyped fragrances on the internet right now, this one is extremely hyped. And that's why I had to blind buy it. This is my first Montale fragrance, so I started with the most hyped. Let's open up the box here. It's very light. Is there anything in here? Oh yes, okay. Comes exactly how the Mancera bottles come, in this little sleeve here that's gonna get thrown out anyways. Super light bottle. The bottle is very thin glass, almost like a light bulb. This is a really cool touch. I'm worried about that shattering the glass though. I'm gonna spray these all on skin. Let's see here. Whoa, that was very strong. It smells familiar. Kind of a burnt, sugary, caramel, boozy, spicy fragrance with a little bit of a powder in the backdrop. Is this one worth the hype? So far, I think it smells very good. But, so it smells a lot like Instant Crush by Mancera, a kind of a Baccarat Rouge vibe. Very close to that. I guess this is their take on that. Little disappointed here because I do have a lot of fragrances that smell like BR540. Instant Crush being one of them. Maybe this is gonna change when it dries down. It's very good though. though. I don't think that it's amazing because so many fragrances that smell like this. Anyways, let's look it up. Okay, Arabian's Tonka. Top notes are saffron and bergamot with middle notes of oud and Bulgarian rose, and then the base notes of tonka bean, sugarcane, amber, white musk, and oak moss. I think I paid 137 Canadian dollars for this thing too. Let me just double check here. 139 Canadian dollars. To me, it's a very good feminine kind of unisex fragrance. I don't really smell any oud in here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really smell any prominent rose notes. I'm gonna put this to the side. I think this bottle's half full. Like, that's the darkest paint I've ever seen in my life. So this one was kind of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie. Good fragrance if you don't have anything that smells like those two that I mentioned, but to me, I just have too much that smells like it. So I'm gonna move on. This next fragrance is extremely hyped on TikTok because one guy smelt it and pretty much had an orgasm. He was like, after he smelt it. Can't remember that guy's name. Don't really have much of a need to, but here it is. Parfums de Marly Pegasus. This is a tester bottle. If you can tell, there's the notes written on the back there. So I've already smelt this one because I have already opened this and sprayed it multiple times. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And I forgot to record my first impressions, so that's why I'm including it here. This is like a sweet kind of almond, nutty, milky fragrance, like lactonic almond smell with some florals and vanilla, sandalwood, stuff like that, okay? So I'm gonna spray this on the inside of my elbow crack. I think it smells very, very unique. I like it. I don't think it's the most mass appealing scent profile in the world. Like, if you're looking for an actual true niche from Parfums de Marly and not some overpriced designer kind of smell, this one's gonna do it for you because it's very unique. It's a little bit challenging because I think that it is kind of too like nutty and milky and floral for most men, you know? It is creative. I think that it's a very, very nice fragrance. I just don't think I'm wowed and amazed by it enough to like that guy on TikTok, right? Look at this presentation. This is one of my first Parfums de Marly fragrances that I bought. I think it looks amazing and it smells very unique. I'm gonna continue to wear this a lot, but for me, I think anyways, it's just gonna be a little bit more challenging for me to pull off. Touched on that one quick because I want to move on to probably the most hyped niche fragrance in existence, Xerjoff Naxos. I didn't order a tester, but I guess this comes in a tester box. I'm very confused about that. Okay, let's see what the presentation looks like. Oh, okay. Am I being trolled? Like, why would you send me it in? Anyways, the real box is inside the box. Here it is, Xerjoff Naxos. I have wanted this fragrance for such a long time. Have I smelt it? I can't remember, to be honest. Here, let's like show you this unboxing here, ASMR of this. What did I pay for this fragrance? I need to remind myself. Oh my goodness. 239 Canadian dollars. I'm not disappointing here when I'm saying that I'm spending a lot of money so I can give you guys honest impressions of fragrances that may just be a little bit too hyped. All right, such a good looking presentation on the box here. I feel like I should be a little bit more careful when I'm opening this. I'm opening it from the bottom. This is how Xerjoff fragrances are presented to you. So beautiful. Oh my goodness. I'm really worried to open this and have the bottle fall out. Bear with me. Okay, let's remove this covering. Wow, look at that. Lighter juice than I remember seeing. Okay, Xerjoff puts a lot of effort into their boxes and presentation. They're not playing around here. Okay, so let's admire this expensive bottle, shall we? So check this out. On the back, it has some like designs. I didn't know it had that design on the back there. As you guys know, the cap of Xerjoff fragrances are very tight apparently, but they're also very heavy in quality. No one cares about that. Let's see what I think. Spray it on skin here. Free sprays, because why not? So immediately I'm getting like a citrus. This is a honey tobacco fragrance, right? It's very nice, interesting. Is my nose wearing out here? Like, what's going on? Let me pull this up real quick. I'm gonna let that sit. Like, I'm getting like a very good quality smelling lavender and bergamot. Okay, let's look up the notes. Okay, so top notes, I guessed it, lavender, bergamot, and lemon. But that's when the mid notes change this up, I guess, and give you some honey, some cinnamon, cashmeran, and jasmine with base notes of tobacco, vanilla, and tonka bean. I'm kind of waiting for that dry down to come in. If you didn't know, on your skin, it takes a bit longer for it to nuance and change. But if you spray it on the test strip, it changes very, very quick. Let's spray that on the test strip here. Probably sprayed about $5 worth of this fragrance already. Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah, so I'm getting a little bit of the earthy qualities coming through that bergamot and lavender. Seems like I'm picking up a little bit of honey, but it's not like an overbearing honey like some of the other fragrances that you'll smell of the designer category. It just gives a little bit of a honey sweetness to it. This is really, really good. But again, I mean, I'm not blown away. It smells floral, it smells clean. That cinnamon is coming through a little bit more now. I don't think it's the most masculine scent profile in the world. I could totally see this being good for almost all year round. Like, I know a lot of people say that this is like a holiday, Christmas, seasonal fragrance, but there's actually some bright and clean aspects to this that almost make me think that you could get away with this all year round. Not blowing me away here, but it's like, I'm telling you, this is a very good, very, very good fragrance. And that's kind of the problem when you blind buy a niche fragrance. I could just blow smoke and just tell you, oh, these fragrances are amazing, go blind buy them at full retail, but that's not me. This is my first impressions, but none of these fragrances so far have blown me away to the point that I need to sell all my designer fragrances and only get niche. Actually, you know what? Naxos is growing on me a lot because it's nuancing and changing, but I don't get as much of that honey tobacco as a lot of people do. Like, the florals are popping on my skin, the citrus is popping on my skin. If it does change and if it does get a little bit different, I will definitely pin that in the comments below. This next fragrance is super popular on TikTok, Xerjoff Erba Pura. I definitely didn't buy this at full retail. I'm kind of impulsive, you know, if I want something, I'm gonna get it. This wasn't available at any of the fragrance discounters that I shop at, and you know what? I sunk and I bought this used on the marketplace. The guy sold me it for a very good price. 180 Canadian dollars. That's what I bought this for. Good man, good man. Thank you very much for letting me buy this. Let's tell you what I think. From what I remember, this is a very simple fragrance. Not the most niche smelling fragrance. I'm gonna spray it on the top of this forearm here. Paint that forearm. I have very limited wearings with this because I actually sprayed it on a lovely woman because I thought this smells a little bit more feminine to me than even unisex. It does smell super good, and it's actually very, very good performance as well. I actually really like this fragrance. I think it's gonna be very hard for me to wear though, because I do think that it smells like a woman's fragrance, but this is what I get from it. So to me, it smells like a combination of different fruits, peach, apricot, fruity, sweet smell with a bit of a musky base. This is gonna sound a little bit weird as well, but it almost smells like one of those fruits is rotten, like it started to go bad and it produced that smell. I know that may sound a little bit weird to you, but that's totally what I'm getting here, and it smells very, very good. In fact, it's probably one of my favorite that I've talked about in this video so far. It's a little bit too feminine. It smells powerful, it's potent, it projects quite far, it lasts days. I haven't really worn this on me yet, but when I sprayed it on a woman, it lasted on her and lingered in her hair for like more than 2 days. Crazy strong. To me, it's just a little bit more overwhelming for something that you'd want to wear in the high heat summer days. Some people may wear Mancera's Red Tobacco 15 sprays in the high heat, and to each their own. If that's what you want to do, this is all just suggestions at the end of the day. Now, I'm not going to touch on them now, but I also did buy at a different time these two fragrances, Greenly and Leighton Exclusive, which I do think are absolutely incredible, but just know if you buy this one, Parfums de Marly Greenly, expect it to last in the vein of 5 hours at the most, but still be very, very good. What are the takeaways from this video? Do not blind buy niche fragrances. Sample, sample, sample before you buy any fragrance, especially niche, because they can be a little bit more challenging and some of them can just straight up disappoint you. I will be diving a lot more into niche fragrances. I'm just slowly adding a lot to my collection, and by slowly, I mean buying 10 niche fragrances in the last month. That's how I mean adding slowly niche fragrances to my collection, apparently. So if you appreciate honest fragrance content where I don't BS you and make you blind buy fragrances for no reason and have you end up disappointed, hit that like button and subscribe, because that's what we do on this channel. If you want to see me do this exact same topic, but with clone fragrances that cost 10 times less than these fragrances, I highly suggest you check out this video right here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you over there.